Good morning and welcome to Valley News Now. I'm Adam Shalifo and I'm joined by Lisa Green. Lisa, always fun having you on because I know we're going to talk about something fun. No exception this weekend. News to me, we got a little meteor shower coming to town, coming to the valley.
Yes, it's the Perseids, which this meteor shower, we have several throughout the year, but this particular meteor shower is well known because it's reliable. It's one that we tend to see a lot of meteors per hour with, so you get better opportunity of actually catching one when you're out there looking. And it's, during the summertime, so you can actually get out without, freezing after 10 minutes.
Yeah,
so,
that's a good point. That definitely probably enhances the experience.
Exactly, and it happens every year, and it happens at the same time every year. What's really happening is as the Earth revolves around the sun, it's passing into the area where a comet went through.
Okay.
And so we're passing basically through the debris of that comet. We're going through the little rocks and tiny ice particles.
Wow.
And that's what burns up in the atmosphere as meteors to us that we see, as shooting stars, we call sometimes too. So
here we are on our floating rock in outer space, looking up into the night sky from the valley. I want to say Fargo. I'm hesitant to say Fargo. I know we kind of similar to the Northern Lights conversation we had, get a little outside of the city. I don't want to get ahead of myself though.
Yeah, okay, so we'll talk about like what you need to do, what to expect, and how to view the meteor shower here this weekend. And here's the great news. The weather's going to cooperate.
Love it.
So,
love it.
Here we go. Okay, so Perseid meteor shower. We talked a little bit about what it is. The peak of this is Sunday and into Monday. So Sunday night and into Monday. That's the 11th and 12th. That is the peak when we see more than 100 meteors per hour.
Wow.
Some years it's more than that. And there's... Goodness, I wish I remembered exactly what year it was. I want to say it's 2028, so several years from now. I might be off a year or two, but they're looking out for what's called a meteor storm, where we might see even more potentially then. This year's not going to be one of those years, but still 100 per hour, that's more than one per minute, which is, it's a good chance.
Yeah.
Here's the issue. We need to watch for this after moon set because we know the moon can be quite bright.
Sure.
And by the time we get to that Sunday, Monday time frame, the moon's going to be half full, so 50% light coming from it, and that will cause us not to be able to see some of the dimmer meteors, and the rate of meteors seen would be a little bit lower until after it sets. The good news is that that'll be happening sometime around 11 p.m. or midnight. If you're viewing tonight, and that's also something I want to mention, if you're viewing tonight, you can, just because the peak is on Sunday night, doesn't mean that you're not going to see them in the nights leading up to it.
That's just the peak.
That's the peak. So tonight, Saturday night, even after Sunday night, you should still be able to see them, but this is when that highest rate will be happening. So if you were viewing tonight, the moon isn't quite full, so the illumination is a little bit low, but it sets a little bit sooner too, so you could do that. But once we get into that Sunday night, it's a little after 11 p.m., about 11:19, I believe, is the time of moon set. So after that is the best time because then the moon's down and you don't have that glow obscuring your view of the meteors.
And I love this little graph we have down here. This is really helpful.
Sure.
So I can see, this is going to be where the best visibility is, and you even got it like, well, it's pretty good, pretty good. This is like,
so this is Saturday's visibility. We're looking really good. Sunday's visibility, I still think we have a good shot, but we do have some clouds that may be obscuring our view a little bit. Obviously, we need a cloud-free night to be able to see it, right?
Absolutely, sure.
So that's the issue, is we might have a few clouds going on. And this is another thing I wanted to explain. So when we have a meteor shower, you may be wondering why does it have that name Perseid? Well, they're named after the constellation they appear to radiate from.
So cool. Wow.
Yeah. So Perseus is the constellation they appear to radiate from, and you'll see that in that northeastern sky right now. And if you're more familiar with Cassiopeia, that's the one that when you connect the stars, it looks like a W. You would look down from there. The good news is you don't have to exactly locate those, but any meteor you see, which will be overhead, you could draw a line back to where the Perseus constellation is. So if you're watching a while and you see them radiating from a certain area, you could be like, okay, Perseus must be in that direction, which is kind of cool. You can kind of learn your constellations.
Very cool. And Perseus I don't want to put you on the spot. That's the one who killed Medusa, right?
Oh gosh, that sounds about
I
right.
got.
Are we
I'm going to
Googling?
fact check, live fact check here. I want to say.
You got to look up our Greek
Because
mythology.
that's the fun thing about constellations is where did they get their names?
Yes.
So I'm checking Perseus. I don't want to brag or anything. I feel like I'm usually pretty good with this.
That's your thing.
And he did slay Medusa.
Nice.
So.
Maybe we need to do one of these
know.
on Greek mythology and have
You know-
you be the expert.
You're giving me some good ideas.
Okay,
I like that. I like
okay.
that. One of these days here. Okay.
I love
okay.
that. So that's what we're looking for. We're looking to the northeast, but again, you can just lay down a blanket and look up, and you'll see them overhead. It's just that is where they appear to radiate from.
Okay,
So
very interesting.
you don't have to look in any specific direction. Is the bottom line there? So
Just look up.
yeah, look. and just like we talk about the northern lights, you need to get away from those city lights, that light pollution that obscures your view. Just like the moon, that's natural light pollution when you're trying to see the meteor shower. So you want to get out of town and make sure that you give your eyes a chance to adjust to the darkness.
I was just going to say, because
Yeah.
for the Northern Lights, I think what I did wrong last time, I drove out of town about 40 minutes, but then I didn't give my eyes enough time to adjust. How much time would you say would you recommend?
I would say 20 minutes to even a half hour sometimes. I think that especially for northern lights, which tend to be fainter.
Okay.
But for the meteor shower, sometimes you can see them in town nice and easy, but this gives you a better chance for some of those dimmer ones too. And if it ends up being one of those meteor showers where it is a little bit dimmer, you'll be able to see those as well.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
So okay, we're going out here this weekend. Any night this weekend, is fine. We'll still see meteors, but again, Sunday night is kind of a peak night. But I know a lot of people have to work on Monday, so Saturday night
yes.
might be your night to go do this. And I just want to talk about some tips for viewing the meteor. Of course, we want to get out of town, but a couple of other things. One thing, I mentioned letting your eyes adjust. If you need a flashlight, maybe you're walking from your property out to an open space, you want to be able to see where you're going so you don't trip over anything.
Yeah.
So, a bright flashlight's going to inhibit that eye adjustment that needs to happen because it's so bright.
That's a pro tip, folks.
There you go. So a red flashlight, they make them, I guess.
I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, so-
and even spookier if you're telling spooky stories, didn't get the red
Ooh.
glow.
Yeah, a little ghost story by the
Yeah,
fire, and then
yeah,
you go out
yeah.
away from the fire. And
Okay.
anyway, so yeah, that's a way to let your eyes adjust. And I know it's summertime, but dress for the cold.
Yeah.
Especially because of the weather we have right now. It is a little cooler than average too. Cooler,
Especially at night.
yeah, cooler than what we're used to in the day and at night as well. So wear warm clothes, wear layers, have a coat, and even a hat and gloves. You're
Okay.
going to be sitting out there for a while.
Sure.
And that's going to, make you feel chilly. You can always take them off if you get a little too warm, but always good to have a hot drink. Again, another way to stay warm out there. A comfy chair. And again, a reminder, you're going to be out there a while probably. It's not
Yeah.
necessarily something you're going to see maybe right away as you adjust, your eyes adjust. And then patience. Again, you got to wait for that adjustment to happen.
Sure.
And the prediction is 100 an hour at peak, but it might be 1 every 10 minutes or something like that too, especially on these days leading up to it and after it as well. So just some things you might want to have with you while you're out there.
Okay, very good. Yeah, I'm thinking maybe I have one of those hammocks that you can tie up.
Ooh.
Maybe one of my tie up hammocks, because then
Well, you've got trees obscuring your view if you're tied to.
I would have to have the right kind of tree formation.
There you go.
But if I can find the right one, maybe I'll bring something like that. See if I don't have any folding chairs. We'll see what I can do. I got time.
Or you know what? Just your basic blanket. Then you can lay
Yeah,
flat
true,
and just
true,
look straight up.
true.
So I love that you're planning to do this. It's going to be fun, I think. Okay, so I did want to talk about the forecast just so we're prepared for what we're seeing. So we're going to start things off Saturday morning. So if you do go out tonight, again, best viewing time is after moonset, which is going to be around 11 o'clock or 12 p.m. depending on what night you go out, but after that time, or 12 a.m. rather, and then up until daybreak. And sunrise is after 6. And so you want to be out there before even that early dawn light that starts to show, because that will inhibit your viewing too. So just keep that in mind. So this is 7 a.m. We're looking at pretty cold temperatures Saturday morning to start off. We're seeing some 40s here. So it's going to be cold at that point. And I'm just going to zip through the day here today so we can get to Saturday night. Saturday should be beautiful, by the way. Sunshine, warming temperatures. So this is around midnight where I've paused the clock. And you can see we've got clear skies. That's great. That's the number one thing.
And it's after moonset, so this
Yes.
could be This could be
after
money
moonset.
right here.
Yeah, temperatures at that point will be in the 50s. So that's a little cool if you're not out going for a jog, you know, if you're just sitting there. So
I feel like, though, that's almost prime for this, because, you know, like you said, hat and gloves, sure, but you don't have to, like, bundle
don't have to wear the
necessarily, because,
full-
you know, we saw some of those 46s, but 57 close to 60. As long as you're dressed appropriately, you should be able to comfortably
Yes.
enjoy this.
Exactly. And we'll just go through time. If you're maybe an early riser, you don't want to stay up that late, but you want to get up at maybe 3 and try to check it out. Here's a look at what we can expect. I think I paused this at 5 a.m., closer to when our morning lows will be. You can see temperatures will be back down into the 40s, so it is going to be chilly on, this is Sunday morning again, so chilly overnight Saturday night and into Sunday morning. So again, layer up, but still clear out there. Now let's get to Sunday, because I told you Sunday is kind of an iffy one. You can see what's going on here Sunday. We've got this storm system that's moving south of us, the clouds associated with it too. This is Sunday night at midnight, and we just got a model update on this, and it is showing a little bit better viewing. If you're in the northern valley, you've got a better chance at clearer skies Sunday night on that peak night. If you're in the southern valley, that's when we're looking at the potential for a few more clouds. We'll move ahead overnight and into Monday morning. This is 6 a.m. on Monday. So again, if this moves east a little bit farther, a little sooner, we would end up with more cloud cover in the south. But right now, I'm liking the way this looks for Saturday or Sunday night and into Monday. If you don't want to take your chances, go out Saturday night so that you can see them. It's just the rate might not be 100 an hour, maybe it's 50 an hour.
Okay, and so Monday, more meteors, Sunday, maybe a little better visibility is what you're saying.
Okay.
And technically it's Saturday, right?
Yeah, Saturday.
Or I guess technically it's Sunday. Now I'm confusing myself. I should say, you know what we're saying, folks.
Sure.
We're saying that the Saturday into Sunday, that 11:30 to 2:30 a.m.
That's when we're looking at the best viewing opportunity because the sky will be more clear.
Right.
Sunday night's the peak.
Yes.
More meteors.
Sunday night into Monday morning.
But that doesn't matter if you can't see them, right? So I do think we've got some promising views here on our satellite map, but still, you know, things can change. Timings of systems can shift. Even just a few hours might make a big difference.
Absolutely.
So yeah, just be prepared for maybe to have some obscurations here in the southern end of the valley. Northern valley, you do have a better chance of seeing clear skies Sunday night as well. So I think it's looking good. It is going to be a little cool, but again, you can always add layers, right? As long as you're prepared.
Not only is it going to be a little cool, it's going to be very cool. It's going to be very cool for anyone getting out there checking this out. Lisa, thank you so much. I, as always, learned a lot and very excited for, you know, it's always, whenever you're coming on, I know there's some sort of fascinating weather phenomenon to discuss, and so this is a really cool one. Excited to check out the meteor shower.
It's always fun to talk about, and, you know, hopefully folks can get out there and check it out. And if you do, we would love to see your pictures.
Yes.
We'd love to see your videos. You can upload those right on our VNL weather app right there, and in our news app as well. Or you can go to valleynewslive.com and submit your videos and photos there, and we'll share them on Monday morning.
Excellent. Anything else you'd like to add?
No, just get out and enjoy the weekend weather. It's going to be beautiful. 70s tomorrow. We might even see 80 on Sunday. And no concerns about severe weather this weekend, too, which is a big deal.
And a lot of fun stuff going on. Come back later today to Valley News Now. Joseph and I talking about the weekend forecast, what it's going to look like for Blues Fest. So busy day for the weather department between just a lot of fun stuff to do this weekend. You know, between this, Blues Fest.
Sure, it's Pride weekend.
Yeah,
all those things. It's nice to have some good weather to forecast.
Absolutely. Even if you're just going for a bike ride, good weather for that too.
Exactly.
So, awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching. That's all for now on Valley News Now, and we will see you next time.